Aries, welcome to your reading. So the way this one is structured, if you're new to the channel or you didn't watch the one for 2025, this is actually the mid-year check-in. And so this is going to be a tarot reading by Zodiac house. And so the cards that you see laid out here, you're not going to be able to read them. I'll hold them up. So I've got all the different houses and then the signs associated with the house. And this assumes that your first house is in the sign of Aries, your sign. And so I'll go through and I'll talk about the houses as well as give the reading. So right away, first up here is the first house. And so the first house is yourself. It's your physical person and it's in your sign. So let's get kind of what is the overall theme. And this is going to be for late June. So these go live on June 27th through the end of the year. So let's get your theme. And this would relate to you, your physical person, Aries. One more. So what I'm getting here is the Four of Cups, Six of Cups, Four of Pentacles. I'm getting a sense of overcoming something here. The two fours indicate some sort of stability is being established here. Six of Cups right in the middle could be connected to children, could be a card of nostalgia. Four of Cups could be it's sadness, it's disappointment, but with the Four of Pentacles here, you're taking that negative energy or whatever may have happened, whatever has been going on in your life, and you're turning it around. You're creating this very grounded, stable foundation for yourself with that Four of Pentacles. And so as we move into the later half of the year, it feels like whatever has been going on, whatever change and transformation you've been going through, you're going to get just more solid in your approach, more grounded in who you are. So let's get any kind of obstacles and challenges relative to you and your person. So the obstacle and challenge is actually coming through pretty interesting because it's kind of with some advice as well. I'm getting the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, it's stress, fear, anxiety. It's also sleepless nights, headaches. So kind of that physical manifestation of negative energy. Very similar to the Four of Cups. It's showing up as an obstacle or challenge, but what you're going to see here with the Sun and the Magician is really how to kind of combat it. The Sun energy is very focused on the future. It's warmth. I'm getting a lot of growth, expansive energy. The Magician, you manifesting your dreams. So the best way to kind of navigate and kind of snap out of that negative energy is to just remind yourself where you're headed, because you're not looking back. You're not headed in the past at all. This really is a future-oriented energy. Let's get some advice for you as it relates to your physical person. Okay. I'm going to say this and then we're going to get a little bit more around it. So I'm getting the Two of Wands, which is a very future-oriented energy. So again, keep your eye on the prize. Where are you headed? It's not about the past, it's about the future. The World is showing up here. And so there is a cycle here that's closing for you. And the Tower is showing up here. So sudden change, sudden awareness, like an awakening of sorts. So let me actually get a little bit of information on the Tower, because the Tower is what forces a cycle to close here. If the cycle that's closing is what is causing the stress, the universe is removing that from your just entire energy field. So let's get the Tower. Why is the Tower here? Hanged Man. It's part of your ascension process. There's a lot of spiritual energy showing up. And I'm saying this, the Hanged Man here, you've actually been going through this for a period of time, and there might have been some pause or delay, and that could be the sadness and disappointment that I'm picking up with the Four of Cups and even maybe those sleepless nights with the Nine of Swords. What the universe is trying to do is to get you to see things from a different perspective. When I see the Tower showing up with the World, this means that you've actually completed this cycle, that you're able to see things and interpret things from that high level vantage point, being able to see everything holistically. It's why the Two of Wands is also showing up here. And so whatever is being removed from your life, don't resist. Really lean into the energy. There's a reason it's being removed, and it's actually in your best interest here. And so as I kind of go through, because I'm going to shuffle these cards, we'll probably end up using them again. The second house, so give me 1 minute and I'll hold it up for you so that I can talk about it. So the second house here for you, well, the second house for everybody. You, it's in the sign of Taurus. And so Taurus is a very grounded, practical energy. The second house is your assets. Think of the money in your bank accounts or possessions that you own that are worth value, or even just what you love and value. That is second house energy. And so for you, it's in the sign of Taurus, which completely aligns with that energy. And so I'm going to grab a deck and we can start kind of doing the prediction here. So when it comes to your money, and this is money that you already have, the money that you earn is in a different house. So we're just going to focus on your assets here. So let's talk about your personal finances for the balance of the year. What is the overall theme? What I'm getting here is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a very fast moving energy. And so you might see either money's coming in pretty quickly or going out pretty quickly. Six of Cups is showing up here again. So the Six of Cups, that card of nostalgia. So this could be connected to either an investment made in the past and you're getting a payoff, or you might be making an investment now that maybe benefits children or something along those lines. There's definitely something connected to past energy showing up here. And it feels more like anything where you have invested your time, your money, your energy in the past, you're going to start getting some rewards for that. Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords feels almost like a cautionary. Pay attention to the details here. The Seven of Swords can be lies, manipulation, and deceit. Really read the fine print here. There's something coming through with that. I'm also getting the Hanged Man. So see the big picture in this entire circumstance. So when it comes to your money, be very mindful of what is happening here and where it's going, how it's coming in, the rate, kind of that money coming in, money going out. Is it really keeping pace? Is there something here that's shifting? Let's get the obstacles and challenges for your second house. All of my cards should be in the upright. So that tells me that I didn't shuffle correctly last time I shuffled. So here in your obstacles and challenges, I'm getting the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a card of forward movement. And so there might be something here where maybe you want to act impulsively. The page can be younger energy. So if you see something and it almost feels like it's too good to be true, really get into the details here. See it from a big picture, get into the details because it might be too good to be true with this page energy. So there's a lot of kind of warning and just attention that you need to pay to your personal finances. I am getting forward movement, success here. And so it's not really showing up as an obstacle or challenge. It's the page energy that's coming through that way. Same with the Ten of Swords. As you close out a cycle, the success around closing out the cycle, absolutely necessary, but there may be some sort of financial cost connected to it. There might be an emotional cost connected to it as well, money. This could be part of the stress, the fears that I was picking up in your first house, because this would be some sort of physical manifestation if you're concerned about money. And so the cautionary tale here is really about paying attention to the details of whatever it is that you're doing. Let's get the advice here for the best way to handle your money. Very interesting energy. Yeah. So what I'm getting here is the Tower. Sudden change, sudden awareness. This could be maybe even, because it's advice. So whatever is changing here, there's something that's actually changing for your benefit. That's what this does. The Tower doesn't remove things that we need. It removes the things that we don't need, any kind of blocks and barriers. And so again, whatever is changing, just like what we saw the Tower showing up in your first house, lean into the change. Don't be afraid of it. Even if it seems like, okay, what is going on here? I don't know what to do. Two of Wands, stability. Really focus on the future. Keep your eye on the big picture. Big picture there with the Hanged Man. Two of Wands, really just keep looking into the distance. There's going to be short-term wins and short-term losses. That's normal within any kind of financial environments. And so really just keep looking long-term and what those goals are. I'm getting the Temperance energy, emotional balance. So it's Sagittarius energy. It's also very optimistic and looks to the future and says, okay, well, how do I maximize all of this? And that's really the advice here is just stay balanced, stay in your kind of even energy. Any loss today could be recovered tomorrow. We see that a lot. So just kind of sit tight, let it all play out. Three of Wands is showing up as a card of patience. So really just let it all play out. It's all going to happen in divine timing here. The Temperance and the Tower are both divine timing cards. So again, when it comes to your finances, just sit tight, stay in your positive energy. And so before I put all the cards in, while I'm shuffling, I'll talk about the third house here. So the third house is the next house here. Third house is short-term communication, short-term travel. So think of anything that you can get to by car, siblings, neighbors, kind of your immediate circle. Think of all of that kind of energy here. For you, it's in the sign of Gemini. So Gemini, it's all about communication. And so those two line up pretty well as far as that energy goes. I'm just looking here. The cards themselves has some additional keywords, but I mentioned them all. Okay. So in your third house of communication, let's get the overall theme for you for the balance of the year. So I'm getting the Queen of Wands, which is your energy coming through. So really stand tall, be very proud of who you are. The way that you're going to communicate is going to be very well received. I have both the Four of Wands and the Hierophant showing up. These are both cards of marriage. So there might be some sort of communication around marriage or solidifying some sort of union. So it doesn't have to be a legal marriage. It can just be maybe moving in together or some sort of high level commitment. The Four of Wands is also a reason to celebrate. And so I love all of this kind of playing out. Hierophant, also a spiritual energy. So let's get, this is extremely positive. I love your house of communication so far. Let's get any kind of obstacles or challenges. The obstacles and challenges look emotional. So I'm getting the Queen of Cups energy, which is a card of self-care, self-love. Strength card, Leo energy. And then the Moon card, Cancer energy. So Strength card and the Moon card. So this is all about your emotions. Finding the courage within yourself to maybe speak your mind, but there's something about the way that you present yourself that is going to be well received. The Hierophant, Four of Wands, those are both very positive cards. And the Queen of Wands is you kind of standing up, standing tall in your own persona and communicating in a very authentic way. And so the obstacles and challenges here feel more like they're internal to you. The third house of communication is also about the way that you process everything. And so it feels like your communication is going to be more emotion-centric, heart-centric, focused on what you want. And that could be very different than what you're used to. And so it's going to take some sort of courage here. This is not a significant challenge though. So let's get any advice here on your communication. What I'm getting here is the Hermit. So Virgo energy showing up here in the advice. This is just think before you say anything. Also come at it from a very healed perspective. There's a healing element to this Virgo energy that feels like it would really serve you well because you are communicating your emotions in this place of just focusing on your emotions to get what you want, voicing it out loud. Really think about everything before you say it. The world is showing up here. And so the world is an ending. And so when I asked about the ending here, I got the Justice card. So whatever is ending in your life, whatever that Tower moment represents, things are being rebalanced here. And that's exactly what this Justice card, this Libra energy is all about. I'm also getting the Sun card here. So the advice, again, just keep focused on the future. There's a lot of just keep moving forward. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about any of that stuff. And when it comes to your communication, just be very authentic in what you're communicating. Speak from the heart. It's going to be well received. And then the next house here is the 4th house of home. And so that 4th house it's your home. It's your lineage. So this could be your childhood home. This could be the home that you've created for yourself now. So if you have a family, it would be that home. Let me see. There's just so much to it. Like think about your entire life and all the places that you've lived and every kind of domicile that you've had. That would be part of that 4th house energy. So it's not always, as I do the reading, it's not always going to be about your current living situation. That may come up, but there might be something here tied to your ancestors. And so for your 4th house of home, let's get the overall theme. So what I'm getting here is the 4 of Cups. It is sadness and disappointment. But then I get the 9 of Pentacles. And so the 9 of Pentacles is you creating your own abundance. And you might be acting from a place of fear, trying to make sure that you're doing everything possible in your home environment to get what you need out of it, to really maximize the potential here. The 9 of Pentacles could maybe indicate too that you're doing some sort of work out of the home environment. 4 of Cups with the 9 of Pentacles. You might be in this place. Let me just get this last card because it's the Knight of Wands too. The Knight of Wands is forward movement. And so you're taking some sort of action here relative to your home environment. You might be moving to a new location because there's something more rewarding around moving to a different area or into just a different place altogether. What I'm getting here with the 4 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles is almost the way that you're structuring your home environment feels like you're trying to prevent some sort of sadness or disappointment or minimize the impact of some sort of sadness and disappointment from the past. Very action oriented here though. So let's get into the obstacles and challenges. It's this one. It's the 3 of Wands. So when it comes to the obstacles and challenges that you're going to face in your home environment, if a move is on the horizon for you, it's just taking a little bit longer than you would like with this 3 of Wands energy. That is a card of patience. But then I'm also getting the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups here again, card of nostalgia, childhood home. I mean, children are really being highlighted here with that 6 of Cups. And so if there's something where maybe things are delayed a little bit as far as moving to a new location or moving into an environment that feels like home to you, maybe something reminiscent of just how you felt where you grew up, something along those lines. But I'm also getting the 6 of Wands. And so even though the obstacle is some sort of delay, some sort of pause relative to just being patient, things are going to work out for you. That 6 of Wands, things are going to work out. So let's get the advice here for the 4th house. So what I'm getting here is the 5 of Wands. So there are going to be obstacles and challenges. It feels like you probably are already experiencing these with that 4 of Cups showing up. This would not be a new energy. It feels like it's been around for a little bit. And the 3 of Wands here with that needing to be patient. And so the 5 of Wands indicates some sort of obstacles and challenges are happening relative to your home environment. So if you're trying to move, could be connected to a move or maybe just an existing environment. I'm getting the 10 of Wands. You're actually closing out a cycle here. There's something happening in your home environment now. It's the sadness, the disappointment, the delays. They are going to come to an end here. That 10 of Wands indicates all of the work that you've been doing. You're going to get some sort of reward for everything that you're doing. 8 of Wands is forward movement. So again, just keep moving forward. Don't let the past try and drag you back in. That 8 of Wands is also fast moving energy. So it feels like when you least expect it, be ready because the things are going to suddenly pick up in speed. I'm also getting the 3 of Pentacles here. And so there might be another person involved in your home environment. 3 of Pentacles, it is kind of building something here together. And so just whatever is taking place, if the obstacles and challenges are with this other person, or it's about doing something in your home environment and it's just taking a little bit longer, moving, any kind of renovations, whatever the case may be, keep moving forward. Don't let it hold you back. Just keep focused on the future here because things are about to pick up in speed. Things are about to turn around. And so for the next house here, I've got the 5th house showing up. And so the 5th house, now this is the house of fun. It's fun, it's pleasure. It's the house of children, sex. So short-term relationships, not long-term relationships, meaning like not marriage. Fertility is definitely something that is part of this house. Anything that you can think of, creativity. So hobbies, drama, like anything that you enjoy doing for fun is part of this 5th house energy. For you, the 5th house is in the sign of Leo, very similar energy. Hold please while I shuffle. So the 5th house in the sign of Leo, very similar energy. Leo likes to be bold and dynamic and can be very dramatic, but definitely stepping out of your comfort zone. Lots of fun to be had here. So very, very positive all around. So let's get your overall theme for the 5th house. So I'm getting the 10 of Cups. Love to see the 10 of Cups. This is long-term emotional fulfillment. 8 of Cups, you're moving away from something. So you're moving away from something and towards something else. Hierophant. So I have 2 marriage cards out here with the 10 of Cups and the Hierophant. Hierophant, Taurus energy, so very grounded and practical, but also very spiritual. And so you're moving towards something that is spiritually aligned. Could be a marriage, or that could really be highlighted here. Take that as it resonates. I'm picking up a lot of you're focusing on your spiritual path and journey. This, I'm going to clarify the 8 of Cups because it's the movement. Tell me about the 8 of Cups. What are you moving towards? Two of Cups. 2 of Cups, definitely love and romance being highlighted here in your 5th house. And so this could indicate here that if you are single or in a relationship that's not a marriage type of commitment, then you may be headed down that path, or you might find yourself meeting somebody that would meet that, where you start to date somebody the second half of the year and you could see yourself with that person long term. Because the 8 of Cups, when I was asking about it, it was movement towards, but I'm getting a lot of your spiritual path and journey, which could also be indicated here with the 2 of Cups. So take it as it resonates. This could be you aligning with your spiritual path, following your instincts, trusting yourself, really being very passionate and driven to go after what you want. You might even find yourself aligning more with spiritual interests. It's not usually the house of spiritual interests, but I'm getting up a lot of that energy here. And so whatever it is that you're doing here in the 5th house, keep doing it. Let's get the obstacles and challenges. So I'm getting the moon. The moon hides things in shadow. And so the obstacles and challenges here could be connected to things that you can't see. I'm definitely getting that energy coming through pretty loud and clear. I'm also getting the Four of Pentacles, which is your stability here. So something with your foundation that you may not see. There's something that may come up as you're aligning with your spiritual path and journey, maybe even meeting another person or deepening a connection here, that there's something that you're not seeing. But with the Nine of Cups showing up here, it doesn't feel like a negative. It's just something that needs to be seen, something that you need to be aware of. So let's get the advice here for your fifth house. So I just got don't be in any rush. I'm getting the Three of Pentacles here. So this is building something with another person. So if you're single, this would indicate that you're really moving towards a relationship, something that you really want here. I love the Three of Pentacles, building something, but let it take its time. The Pentacles is not a fast moving energy. The Knight of Pentacles, planning for the future. And so kind of be mindful around the steps that you're taking. I'm actually getting your third house of communication coming through. So speak your heart. Speak exactly what it is that you want here. The Knight of Pentacles does plan for the future. And then the Six of Cups here. So you might be meeting somebody like a past life soulmate of some sort, or something equivalent. Could even be somebody from childhood. This is also the fifth house that rules children. So it could be something connected to children here as well, like planning for the future, maybe planning for a family, because that Ten of Cups was showing up here. And so take it as it resonates for you. Not everybody is in that place in their life. But what I am getting overall is, from an advice standpoint, is take your time, really plan for the future. Don't be afraid to kind of speak what you want here with that third house kind of coming through, because you have a lot of love showing up here. Love of self, love with another person. And so if you let it go at its own pace and just take its time, the moon feels like it's something that you're going to become aware of. Whatever is kind of hidden in shadow will come to the surface just through time. And then the sixth house here, so that's going to be the next house that we talk about. The sixth house is your daily life, your daily routines. So think of what kind of work you do, what kind of schedule do you keep, and your normal kind of schedule. So normally, I work Monday through Friday, whatever the case is. This would not be things like I attend a graduation party once every so many years, or I host an event once or twice in my life. That's not part of the sixth house energy. But if you regularly have, say, dinner with family on Sundays, that would be part of your regular routine. Because your regular routine, that sixth house energy, also includes any kind of health and wellness that you might follow, all part of the sixth house. For you, this is in the sign of Virgo. Virgo is very grounded, practical energy, earth sign, loves to kind of think things through, very much in alignment with the sixth house energy. So think about everything that you're doing, analyze it. Is this the right routine for me? Are these the right foods for me to eat? What does my health and wellness look like? And so all of that is really part of the Virgo energy. Can go a little bit too far with obsession, but we also have the South Node here in the sign of Virgo. So we're in this energy until I think it's June or July 2026. It's middle of the year next year. And so that South Node energy is a release. There's something here that is being released in your sixth house in the sign of Virgo. It's already started. This started back at the beginning of the year. And so let's get what your overall theme is for your sixth house. So what I'm getting here is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups has been all over your reading. So maybe past life soulmate, maybe children, a lot of nostalgia, a lot of returning to happier times. And so the sixth house here with the Six of Cups tells me exactly that you're putting things in position that aligns with what you want. I'm getting the Knight of Wands, and so movement in that direction. Knight of Cups, again, what you want here. So very, very solid energy. Whatever's happening, whatever is might be changing in your daily routine, these are changes that you're implementing. These are things that you really want for yourself. And it's about getting back into just that happier, healthier mindset. I am getting the Eight of Swords, which can be very similar to the Virgo energy. So being up in your head, really planning it all out, thinking it through before you take any kind of action here. And so there's things changing in your daily life that seem to be changes that you want. Sorry. Didn't know if that sneeze was actually going to come out. Okay. So let's get the obstacles and challenges here. So the Eight of Pentacles is coming out here. And so there might be something connected to work or money that might be an obstacle or challenge here. The Eight of Pentacles is about you mastering something. And so there's something with, I'm very drawn to finances here in your daily life, even though, because there might be something in your daily life connected to your home, but then also have some sort of financial tie. So we'll keep going. I'm also getting the Queen of Cups here. So a lot of self-love, self-care. And the Ace of Wands. You might be overthinking, over planning on what kind of daily life would be your best fit. What does that schedule actually look like on a regular basis? The Eight of Pentacles here, you're trying to master something while also trying to make time. And so there's something about you need to carve out time in this new daily life, daily routine, whatever it is that you're structuring for yourself. Make sure that you're taking the right amount of time for you so that you're able to meet your own needs and you're not trying to kind of deplete your own energy and fill everybody else's at the same time. The Ace of Wands coming through here as well. And so Ace of Wands is taking some sort of action. You might be up in your head because it's right beneath that Eight of Swords card. There might be obstacles and challenges to planning all of this out, really implementing whatever it is that you're planning. This is where I feel like you might be going back and forth planning, trying to implement, maybe, nope, let me go back, let me think it through again. And so the obstacles and challenges really seem to be in getting something going, really establishing a routine that aligns with what you want here. Finances could absolutely be involved. Let's get the advice here. One more. So what I'm getting here is the Three of Cups. So finding a routine that's happy. This is spending time with friends, family, all of these things. So it's about making time for the important relationships in your life. These would be the relationships outside of a marriage partner or that kind of romantic interest. But I am getting the sense here, as you're creating this life, really focus on everything in your life that would make you happy. Find that balance. Four of Pentacles is showing up here, your stability. Your stability is really going to matter here when it comes to building a life and building a routine. Make sure that you're not overcommitting yourself. Make sure that you are, again, with that Queen of Cups, taking the time that you need for yourself, because that's coming through as a block, as some sort of challenge here. So structure in a way that allows for flexibility. I am getting the Queen of Swords. Be very clear and mindful around what it is that you're doing. I'm also getting the Page of Wands, taking some sort of action here. And so the advice is really that balanced routine. The right amount of balance with your family and your friends, focusing on what you need for yourself so that your energy isn't depleted all the time and you're not running yourself sick all the time. Queen of Swords, being very mindful and methodical in whatever it is that you're establishing. And Page of Wands, take some sort of action here. I'm going to get, because I didn't get anything else about finances. So before I move on to the next house, tell me about that finances. What's going on with finances in the daily life? So Knight of Swords. So that Knight of Swords energy that showed up in the second house with your finances, like money coming in, money going out, that is being highlighted here in your daily routine as well. I'm getting the Chariot, Cancer energy, so a card of success. So again, sit tight with your finances. It has an impact on the daily life that you're creating, but there's no need to worry with that Chariot. Same with the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is good luck, it's growth, it's prosperity. So it's a positive turn of events. Whatever is taking place from a financial perspective, don't let that hold you back. Really plan the life that you know to be in your best interest. So as I am gathering up the cards here, I'm going to highlight the next house. So the next house here is the 7th house. And so the 7th house, if you're married, it's your marriage partner, specifically your first marriage partner. If this is your first marriage, that person is represented in your 7th house. If it's a second marriage, then there's going to be energy of the 7th and the 9th houses. And if it's a third, it would be the 7th, 9th, 11th, and kind of going from there. So the 7th house energy, it's also not just marriage, it's contracts. It's all of those really significant one-to-one relationships. So if you're in a business partnership, it would be your partner, your business partner. It could be just those important one-to-one relationships, those kind of deep, meaningful relationships. It's also known as the house of open enemies. And so open enemies would be those people, those significant relationships that you've opened yourself up to, and something here, because they know you on such an intimate level, that they can hold information against you. And so it's not necessarily, just because somebody has the information doesn't mean they're going to use it. So just take that as it resonates. I just wanted to highlight that here. So the 7th house for you is in the sign of Libra, which is all about relationships. It's harmony, it's balance, it's the Justice card. It wants everything kind of in alignment here. So it's not just you considering you, it's you considering the needs of your partner as well. So let's get the overarching theme for that house of one-to-one relationships. Tell me about that 7 of Swords. So I'm getting the Tower again here for you in your 7th house of one-to-one relationships. This Tower energy, that sudden change, removal, this could be the removal of any blocks and barriers. So if you're in a committed relationship, if you're in a marriage right now, this would indicate any blocks and barriers may be removed. I'm getting the 8 of Wands to allow for forward movement. Whatever the blocks and barriers are, could even be getting to the point of the 7th house relationship where maybe you're in a 5th house. It's not yet marriage, but we're committed to each other. And then there's these roadblocks that are preventing you from actually getting to the point of getting married or moving in together, whatever the case is. The Tower and the 8 of Wands are really clearing the way. As soon as the Tower happens, the 8 of Wands says, let's move forward. This could also indicate communication, so being very open and honest in your communications. I'm getting at the 7 of Swords here. 7 of Swords can be lies, manipulation, or deceit. This is also about secrets. And so when I clarified the 7 of Swords, 4 of Wands, it could be that a proposal might happen here with that 4 of Wands energy, 7 of Swords, and this would be something that you don't know about. And that would happen kind of all of a sudden, and it would create a forward momentum. So take that as it resonates. Not everybody's in a relationship that would lead down the path of proposal. But what I am getting here is whatever is happening within your relationships, there are blocks and barriers being removed. Truth is going to come to the surface with that 7 of Swords. The 8 of Wands indicates open, honest, direct communication, forward movement in a way that aligns with what you want. This is a reason to celebrate that 4 of Wands energy. So let's get the obstacles and challenges in your 7th house. So what I'm getting here is the 2 of Wands. It might be difficult. You might be going through some sort of transition, a phase, whatever it is, where it's not easy to see off into the distance where the actual potential is. But that Two of Wands is about seeing potential. And so the obstacle and challenge feels like you're not able to see it. Could be around this truth that needs to be revealed. Could be that proposal that I was picking up on. I've got the World here. So the World indicates a cycle here is closing. Four of Cups, sadness and disappointment. And the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is resolving some sort of conflict. And so the obstacles and challenges really seem to be centered around that Seven of Swords. Whatever it is, whatever truth is coming to the surface here that's actually going to be something that you want, that's the obstacle and challenge. Because there's a cycle that's ending that feels like it's connected to sadness and disappointment and resolving some sort of conflict. So something here needs to clear up. There's a clearing of the air that needs to happen here. So what is the advice here for you and your partner? This is incredible. I'm going to get one more. So it might actually be a proposal. I'm getting the Fool card, which is a brand new beginning, a brand new chapter, cleared karma. Love to see this energy. This is a brand new beginning. It's not like anything in the past here because you are closing a cycle. I'm getting the Magician, manifesting your goals and dreams. So this new beginning here in your 7th house is all about what it is that you want. You have this blank slate in front of you. What would you put in there? What would you, if you were writing a book around the next chapter of your life, what would you say? What would you want it to look like here? Because you have so much going on. This is a really positive combination of cards, the Fool and the Magician. This says that you can manifest anything that you desire. You have the ability to do that, and it's connected to this relationship. And so I pulled the Emperor and the Empress. In your 7th house of one-to-one relationships, even marriage. And so this is a lot of balancing things out. This indicates here, so even if it's not about marriage or leading down the path of marriage or anything like that, and these would be just those significant relationships in your life, any kind of significant relationships, those really important one-to-ones, there's an opportunity showing up here in the connection to kind of redefine what it is in a stronger, more spiritual way. This aligns with exactly what you want to get out of the connection, what the other person wants to get out of the connection. There's a lot of mutual give and take that's coming through in these cards. So really, really amazing energy for your 7th house. And so as I'm shuffling, I'll talk about the 8th house here. So the 8th house is the money that you earn. So this would be from an employer. If you are married, this would be your spouse's income. That 8th house energy, there's a lot that takes place here. It is the house of death and rebirth. And so for you, it's ruled by Scorpio, death and rebirth. And so the 8th house can also be power and control issues because Scorpio is also all about sex. So is the 8th house. The 8th house can be those kind of power and control, and I'm trying to think of the right words. Any kind of intimacy issues. I'm drawing a complete blank. I had it and then lost it. So this could also be any kind of debt that you have because it is the money that is either coming in or going out. It's not the money that is sitting here in your 2nd house. It's not the money sitting in your savings account or an investment account of some sort. This is the money coming in or going out. So think of it in that respect, but also those kind of power and control, any kind of intimacy issues would be highlighted here in the 8th house. It's a very transformative house, and Scorpio is a very transformative energy. And so let's dig into, and let me just talk about Scorpio for a minute, because Scorpio energy here, it is extremely intense. It is a, once I commit to you, I'm committing. And once I turn my back, it's turned. And that feels like this might be highlighted here in the reading. So let's get the overall energy, overall theme of the 8th house. So I'm getting the Eight of Swords, which could indicate overthinking a situation, really being trapped in your mind when it comes to finances. So this could be your money, your spouse's money, the money that you pay out towards debt every month. Definitely some overthinking happening here. Three of Wands, a card of patience. And I'm getting waiting for your ships to come in. That is sometimes highlighted here with the Three of Wands. And so it might take a little bit longer for you to get the money that you're kind of thinking about, or if you're applying for some sort of loan, because that would also be part of that money going out. It might just take a little bit longer than you expect. Because I'm getting mortgage. For some reason, I'm getting mortgage. So take that as it resonates. Not everybody's buying a house, but it is connected to this money coming in and going out. I'm also getting the Page of Cups showing up here. And so Page of Cups, what is it that you truly want? What are your goals as it relates to your finances, as it relates to any kind of earned income, the money that you pay out, any kind of debt that you would have, any transformation that's taking place here? I'm also getting the Lovers, Gemini energy. And so this is about the choices that you're making. And so there's something about aligning with the choices that you're making and kind of being on the same page as your partner, because there is some sort of transformation. This does not feel like a heavy transformation at all. Let's get the obstacles and challenges and see what else is going on here. So I'm getting the Seven of Pentacles, which is an investment energy. Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is about going after what you want, investing where you feel like it makes the most sense. The Moon here, there could be some sort of unexpected expense that comes up. And then the Magician, manifesting goals and dreams. It could be connected to an unexpected expense. That could be why maybe some sort of like a mortgage or something like that would be delayed. But it could be connected to your dreams as well. Like your dream house might cost more money than you were expecting, or you have to put more in upfront than you were expecting. And so that would be the money that you're putting out, but also part of that loan that you're taking out here. So let's get the advice in your 8th house, because it feels like there's something here that you're not seeing. So let's get the advice. So what I'm getting here is the Seven of Cups. You have options. When it comes to whatever's taking place here, you're not going to be without options. If it costs a little bit more money, does that give you more time? What is the kind of, what is available to you? Really explore all of your options is the advice. I'm getting the Emperor energy. Be very sure about the decisions that you're making. This is Mars energy, the ruler of your sign. And so being very confident in your choices, considering all the information, because I'm getting that Eight of Swords kind of highlighted here. And so take in all the information that is available and make a very clear decision on it, and then act against it. I'm getting the King of Cups. The King of Cups, so this could be Scorpio energy showing up here. A lot of emotional maturity. So whatever's taking place, really be open to other opportunities, more ways of going about achieving your goals, or if this is an unexpected expense, what else is available to you from a financial standpoint. A lot of energy around your emotions coming through too. Kind of ground yourself emotionally with that King of Cups. Find the emotional maturity, intelligence to stay grounded, not let yourself go from one extreme to the other. I'm also getting the Three of Cups. Really focus on your happiness. So when it comes to finances here, let me see if I can dig into what you're not seeing. What is Aries not seeing? So I'm getting the Three of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. So the Three of Swords is healing from some sort of heartbreak. Nine of Pentacles is you creating your own abundance. Ace of Swords is a lot of clarity around a situation. What you're not seeing is something that would influence your decision here. It feels like it might be connected to the amount of money that you have already with that Nine of Pentacles, or the amount of money that you earn. There's something here. It does become clear to you though, and it feels like it's connected to the money that you earn. But again, you have options. So consider all of your options in making any kind of decision here. So the next house is the 9th house. And so the 9th house is higher education, long distance travel. It's growth, it's expansion. And so all the ways that you can grow, expand. So traveling to a foreign country, learning foreign languages, really expanding your mind through education. Law is highlighted here. Anything that kind of raises your vibration, that's the 9th house energy. It's that growth and expansion. For you, it's in the sign of Sagittarius, which is a very hopeful, optimistic energy. It's temperance in tarot, so there's kind of that all things in moderation, but a lot of going and exploring. Sagittarius is the adventurer sitting in the house of growth and expansion. That really does kind of align there as well. So let's get your overall theme for the 9th house. So what I'm getting here is the 4 of Cups. There's the sadness and disappointment showing up here. So that 9th house energy, any kind of growth and expansion, it feels like whatever you're doing here, it's coming from a place of, I need to improve my circumstances. The 4 of Cups has shown up pretty repeatedly throughout this reading. And so you're kind of taking the negative and turning it into a positive. It's just kind of happening in different areas. They all kind of play off each other. So I'm getting that King of Swords energy. King of Swords, 9th house, I mean, this is a lot of intelligence, thinking things through, planning things. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're being very strategic to turn a negative into a positive. And so you're looking for growth and expansion and ways to grow and expand everything and taking action against it. Tell me about the obstacles and challenges. So I'm getting the Magician card. So this is manifesting your goals and dreams. That seems to be a little bit of the issue. I'm getting the Page of Cups. I'm getting here that you're not exactly sure what it is that you want. This would be, what do you want emotionally, moving in that direction. And so it feels like you need to gain some clarity on your dreams, what exactly you want to accomplish, because I'm getting Page of Cups, Page of Wands. So what is it? What are these new goals that you're setting for yourself? This new growth and expansion that you want to accomplish? I'm also getting the 2 of Swords, not really sure what decision to make, what direction to go. Ace of Cups, very similar. Getting clear on exactly what you want and then moving in that direction seems to be the obstacle and challenge. I'm also getting the Death card, Death and Rebirth. You're going through a transformation. And in the second half of this year, a lot of the transformation is taking the negative, turning it into a positive here. And it feels like you, in the case of any growth and expansion, you just need to get clear on what you want. So let's get the advice. One more. So I'm getting the Fool card, which is a brand new chapter, a brand new beginning. And so really, again, you have this open book in front of you. How do you want to write it down? How do you want to fill the pages? Justice card, Libra energy, a lot of balance here. And the Sun, Leo energy. It's a lot of hope, a lot of optimism, really looking to the future. And so the advice here is really focus on ultimately what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then you can kind of break it down into those digestible bites that allows you to take this step forward, allows you to really move in the direction of accomplishing those goals. So the next house here is the 10th house. It's career and public reputation. This is just how other people see you. So when you think about your work environment, any kind of anything that you would do, any kind of like public speaking or anything that puts you out there, because the public reputation part can encompass a lot of things. But that 10th house is also kind of a leadership house where you can really put yourself out there in a very prominent way. That's the public reputation part. For you, this is in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, earth sign, loves to do the work. Capricorn is very strategic. So in your work environment, this would be planning things out, not going into it halfway, really paying attention to the details, going about it in a way that just aligns with the goals that you've set as it relates to your career and public reputation. This could also indicate with Capricorn that things are moving a little bit slower than you would like, because there's a lot of paying attention to the detail. Getting everything done upright or upfront in the right way is going to lead to future success. And so you might be experiencing success a little bit later in the 10th house. Tell me about the overall theme. So what I'm getting here is the Judgment card. This is you making a very clear decision. It's also a resurrection energy. Knight of Cups, going after what you want. There is this kind of dream that seems to be resurfacing, because I was getting a lot of that 6 of Cups energy, and it feels very similar to this, where there's this revival of an old dream or an idea or something that made you happy, and now it feels like you're being called to go after it. I'm getting at the 7 of Wands, really fighting for what you want here, not being afraid to speak your mind. Kind of going back to that 3rd house of communication, and just speak in a way that's very authentic. Let's get your obstacles and challenges. Three of Cups. So I'm getting coworkers, something with happiness. Pay attention to what people say and how people say things around you. There's something significant in communication with coworkers. I'm also getting the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, I felt that with the 9 of Cups. What kind of growth and expansion are you looking for? Is it in your career? Because this would indicate getting clear on that, really setting those very clear goals for yourself. Knight of Wands, and then moving in that direction. So there's something around, again, clarity. What are you trying to accomplish in your career? What goals are you setting for yourself? And think short-term and long-term goals, and set yourself up for that kind of success to move in that direction. I am getting something with coworkers though. So let's get the advice here for you. So I'm getting the High Priestess here. So trust your instincts. When it comes to your career and any kind of steps that you need to take in furtherance of your goals, pay attention. Pay attention to your instincts. Temperance, emotional balance, Sagittarius energy. So really come at it from a place of feeling balanced. Allow yourself to make the right decisions from a balanced place. 8 of Wands, forward movement. Really focus again on the future, moving things forward. It's not about trying to perfect something that happened in the past. Not at all. So the next house here is the 11th house, which is, it's your friends, it's your community, it's the people that you surround yourself with by choice. And so that 11th house for you is in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is very focused on the collective. We're in the age of Aquarius. You probably have heard a lot about Pluto in Aquarius. So that would be in your 11th house. You might be experiencing transformations in that house. So let's get the theme when it comes to your friendships and those relationships. And it's you, it's not the one-to-one relationships, it's you and the collective. So let's get the overall theme for your 11th house. Extremely positive here. So I have the sun showing up here. It's growth. It's future oriented, a lot of warmth, a lot of just very good vibrations coming out of your friends. The Chariot showing up here, Cancer energy, card of success. And then I've got the Fool card showing up. So it feels like you have already been going through some sort of transformation in your friends, because it feels like it's a new start, new beginning, maybe deepening the connections here, a lot of forward progress, momentum. The Chariot indicates overcoming some sort of battle. So there might have been things that happened in the past, but it feels like all in the past. It's not something that's continuing. So let's get the obstacles and challenges here. So I'm getting that Four of Cups again. So sadness and disappointment. Temperance energy, emotional balance. Page of Cups. What exactly are you trying to accomplish here? What direction do you want to go? It feels like here with your friends, you're learning that kind of right rhythm, that right energy dynamic, finding a way to communicate or just feel emotionally balanced. Page of Cups, maybe talking about how you feel, putting things out there in the open. I keep getting drawn back to your house of communication and just really speaking from the heart, being authentic in the way that you communicate. So let's get the advice here for your 11th house. Two of Pentacles, it's about balance. And so if part of the issue here has been making time for your friends and your family, this would indicate making them a priority. So kind of going back to your 6th house, as you're planning everything out, putting the right amount of time with all these relationships in your life, putting what is appropriate, what makes you happy, makes them happy, all kind of in alignment there. 9 of Pentacles is coming up here. And so 9 of Pentacles is growth and expansion. And so the idea here is to grow and expand maybe your friend base, or increase the depth of the connections with that Fool card and the Chariot. I'm also getting the 3 of Pentacles, working together, building these relationships. It's not going to be one-sided, really working together, getting to be on the same page as each other and kind of working from there. So the last house here is the 12th house. So the 12th house is usually the occult. It would be anything tarot, astrology, all of that part of the 12th house energy. It's also anything that is hidden. So trying to find all the right words. Yeah, so your hidden self, so that's subconscious. It's also a house of escape. And so if you think about drugs, alcohol, anything that kind of removes you from the public, that would be the 12th house. For you, it's in the sign of Pisces. And that 12th house, because it is kind of one of those house of endings, for you in the sign of Pisces, Pisces right now, Pisces is the North Node. So there's something here that you need to let go of. It's something that is in your best interest. In the sign of Pisces, this could be connected to anything intuitive. So think of blocks to your intuition or anything along those lines might be highlighted here in the 12th house. So let's actually dig in and get the theme here for your 12th house. I'm getting the 7 of Cups. It feels like emotional clarity is going to be needed here. Page of Wands. Page of Wands would indicate some sort of action based on some sort of opportunity that's presenting itself. 2 of Pentacles, there's the balanced energy. And so when it comes to the 12th house, the theme here is really getting clear on exactly what it is that you want to accomplish, really setting that right priority and taking the action that aligns with that. Let's get any obstacle or challenge. Okay, I'll take that last one. So the Page of Pentacles is coming out here. So the Page of Pentacles, would indicate maybe the pace that things are going, or you figuring out, taking your time to really learn and study everything, all of these options, what's going to work for you, what's not. Knight of Cups, moving in the direction. I'm not getting a lot of movement that's taking place. It's the Seven of Cups that feels like it's weighing you down, really holding you back. Six of Cups is showing up here, and so that card of nostalgia. There's a lot of really focusing on where you're going to be the happiest in all these different areas of your life. What is really going to make you happy? Five of Wands, and it feels like this is where the obstacles and challenges are coming into play. But then I get your energy here with the Queen of Wands. And so the Five of Wands, Queen of Wands, these obstacles and challenges feel like they're not going to be hard to overcome. It's just a matter of you focusing on what really matters to you. So let's get your advice here. So what I'm getting here is the Three of Swords. What you're being kind of encouraged to do right now, if part of your block and barrier is connected to a heartbreak where it's making it very difficult for you to see and for you to really focus on what matters to you, kind of get in that emotional space, that Three of Swords says you need to release it. You need to let it go. 10 of Swords, similar energy, but more painful. There is a cycle here that is closed. This is something that you need to heal and release. It's going to open you up, and it's going to show you. It's really this North Node. There's something here that you absolutely need to release, and it's connected to a past pain. And opening it up allows you to really identify what's in your best interest going forward. I am getting the King of Wands, so King and Queen both out here. And so take the action to let it go. That's what you're being encouraged to do. Make this very clear final decision. Rise again, that Judgment card really coming through. Anything else you need to know about the second half of this year? King of Cups, a lot of emotional growth is going to take place in the second half of this year for you. Six of Pentacles, a lot of generosity. So there's balance that's going to be restored. There's a lot of growth opportunities available to you. It's coming up as a card of generosity, where when you feel like you're ready to start sharing with other people, you start to receive new opportunities. Page of Swords, a lot of things, a lot of learning, asking the questions, a lot of details are going to come to the surface here. It's going to help you figure out your best path of growth and that kind of emotional grounding and growth and stability that you're looking for. So Aries, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.